Yes, we are live over on YouTube. What's up, YouTubers? I'm so glad you're here. My YouTubers are in the house. First thing this morning, it is great to see you on this beautiful morning. So I am glad you are here, my YouTube friends. My Facebook friends are jumping in here now too. My Facebook friends are now in the building as well. What's up, Facebook friends? I'm so glad you're here. I got my YouTube friends with me. I got my Facebook friends with me. Everybody's with me. And check it out. Woke up 3:20 a.m. today. 3:20 a.m. Actually went to bed a little bit earlier. Usually go to bed right at 11. I was exhausted yesterday, so went to bed a little bit earlier. Got up at 3:20 a.m. today. Walked out of the room. Grabbed a big old cup. Filled it up with ice, dropped some water in it, grabbed the backpack, make my way down the stairs, unlock the man cave, go to my desk, have a seat. Then I hop into the Morning 5 Planner. That's right. Every morning, grab this thing right here. Boom. Pop it up on Wednesday, January 3rd. At the top of the planner, there's a quote submitted by an actual member of the Rise and Grind community. My favorite part of this stinking planner. So I pull it up, the quote at the top, and it says this. It says, do $7 worth of work for every $5 you get paid. Do $7 worth of work for every $5 that you get paid. So listen, as soon as I read that, I was like, all right, we got to talk about this. This is important. We got to make sure nobody misses this. So a long time ago, my life completely changed when my guy, Jason Kitts, right? My guy, Jason Kitts, taught me this. I learned it from Jason and then also from a video, Grant Cardone video back in 1999, right? So I thought about that this morning. Paul Brobson submitted the quote, do $7 worth of work for every $5 you get paid. And I was like, bro, what he's talking about is this very simple concept, very simple thing that I'm going to teach you right here, right now at the beginning of this video. I'm going to teach you this concept. You grasp this one concept, it changes everything in your life. Seriously, it literally changes everything in your life. All right, so here's what you need to know. Check it out. Now, we're all in sales, just so you know. Every one of us, we're selling something. We're selling you on the idea of watching a show. I'm selling you on the idea of you need to share this out. You need to tag your friends. I'm selling you on the idea that you should marry me, go on a date with me. I'm selling you on a product. I'm selling you on an item. We're always selling. Everything is selling. The news is selling you whatever their agenda is, right? The government's selling you whatever their agenda is, right? Everybody is selling, right? You got to understand this. Everything is sales. So if everything is sales, the most important thing you can know is when do people buy? When do people buy, right? We got to know the answer to that question because sales is so important. So when do people buy? You ready? What is that? Oh, that's the text from Michael Carrier. All right, ready? Here we go. When do people buy? People, I know it's kind of not great to see. You got the little light down there, but that's okay. You ready? People buy when. Okay, you ready? People buy when. No matter. This is every time. This is every single time. This is 800% of the time. People buy when. Okay, you ready for it? Wait for it. Value exceeds. Okay, can you guys see that? I'll move it around so you'll be able to see it better. And those of you that are listening on the podcast, all right? People buy when value exceeds price. Exceeds. You remember this? Remember this little arrow thing? Greater than. People buy when value exceeds price. When the value is greater than the price, people will buy. Now, here's the thing. What people find valuable, my pin tip. What people find valuable changes. Everybody has different values, okay? Everybody has different values. So here's what you got to get good at. You got to get good at understanding what people value and then make sure that you can deliver value that exceeds any price tag. You're like, well, how can I charge more for my product? Well, bring more value. Why is it that some people will pay $500, $1,000, $5,000 for a pair of shoes? Whereas other of you are like, man, I'm going to Payless. I ain't spending more than $40 on a pair of shoes, right? It's because the one person sees the value in the shoe. To them, it's valuable to rock that Jordan, those Dunks, whatever it is. To them, it's valuable, so the price doesn't matter. The value exceeds the price, so they'll pay $5,000 for a pair of shoes. For some of you, you don't see that value. Does that make sense? So value can be different. However, what's never different is people buy when value exceeds price. If I have a book and I say, hey, my book is $10 and I will sell it. I'll sell it to you for $10. And if you read the book, you will get $10 worth of value from the book. If I told you that, you'd be like, I ain't buying that book. I am not interested in investing the time that it takes to read a $10 book to get a $10 return. I won't do it. I'm like, okay, cool. Now, the value did not exceed the price. Therefore, you will not buy it. However, if I say I've got I've got $100, I've got $1,000, I've got a $10,000 book. I have a $10,000 book. And if you read this $10,000 book, you will get a return of $1 million. Guaranteed. You read the $10,000 book, you get $1 million. Would you buy the $10,000 book? Would you find the money for the $10,000 book? Would you do whatever it took, borrow money, beg for money, go do whatever it, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning? You would do whatever it took to get the $10,000 to buy the $10,000 book because the value of the book exceeds the price. This, life-changing. Know it. Understand it. Live it. People buy when value exceeds price. If people ain't buying your stuff, because you're not bringing enough value. Comes right down to what my guy Paul said right here. Do $7 worth of work for every $5 you get paid. Good morning and welcome to Rise and Grind Live. Unlock your full potential with the power of daily motivation, education, inspiration with your host, Glenn Lundy, a husband to one, father to 8, global motivational speaker, and the author of The Morning 5.
I'm Heather Parady, former therapist turned online entrepreneur and wannabe comedian.
Celebrity interviews, transformational information, and a massive community around the #1 morning show in the world. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Whoa. Good morning. How are you, my friend? Sorry, that's the new iPhone there for you. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Wednesday, a.k.a. CMA Day. That's right, Carter Myers Automotive Group. I've had the honor of running with them every Wednesday for the last few years. So Wednesdays are officially CMA Day, right? That's how that works. Carter Myers Automotive Group, most amazing automotive group in the country. If you're ever looking for a career change, you want to do a 180 in your life. You want to be a part of an organization that lets you become an owner that cares deeply about humans and about growth and about the impact they can make in their communities. I suggest you reach out to me. I'll connect you with Liza Borges, Scott Simons, Russell Tabone, Don Sankey, one of those amazing human beings over at Carter Myers Automotive Group. Today is also January 3rd, 2024. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most. And I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Listen, it is 26 degrees outside here in Lexington, Kentucky. No joke. It's getting cold out there. And that's all we're getting. We're getting 26 degrees today. And we're also getting a 7:53 a.m. sunrise. All right. 7:53 a.m. sunrise. Now, why is that important? Well, a 7:53 a.m. sunrise is 4.5 hours after I wake up. Right? And so it's a challenging season. The first 4.5 hours of my day is in the dark, right? And in the cold. It's wild. But during this time of year, the weather takes a 180 degree turn, right? The days get shorter, the nights get longer. It's 180 degrees. And actually, now that we're past winter solstice, that's supposed to change the other direction. But you know what I mean. We have long nights and shorter days. In the summer, we'll have longer days and shorter nights. So the weather takes a 180, right? The world kind of takes a 180 during this particular season. And what's interesting is last week I was at Beaver Toyota with Patrick Abad, Liza Myers-Borges, and his incredible team. Liza's son was out there. He's an incredible young man as well. And so I was out there at Beaver Toyota, and Patrick talked to his managers about making a 180. Like the success that they'd had till this point, great, about face, point a different direction, because we got new places to go. And then my guy Hugh came up and spoke afterwards, and he also talked about doing a 180. He was grateful for the success that the team had. This year, they're calling for a 180. Let's face the opposite direction because we're going on a new path. And then aligned with that, which we didn't talk to each other at all, but I had written my morning meeting, which was totally about doing a 180, completely shifting into a different direction in order to get a different result, right? And you realize a 180 is just an about face right where you are. Right? It's an about face right where you are. You're like, okay, I'm pointing this way. Now I'm going to go 180 and point the other way, but you don't have to move at all to do a 180. You just change where your eyes are looking. And then in time, once you get into motion, right? Then in time, you end up at a different destination. But flipping a 180 is not hard. Flipping a 180 is quite easy. All you got to do is face the other direction. So he was talking about that. Patrick was talking about that. And I ended up talking about that. It was amazing. And today we're talking about the weather doing a 180. And I thought, man, I know there are many of you this year going into 2024. There are many of you that are saying, all right, I'm ready to end up at a different destination 12 months from now. I'm ready to end up at a different destination financially, physically, spiritually, in my family, in my relationships, in my education. I'm ready to point in a different direction. I'm ready to land somewhere else. And I'm going to give you some tools on how to do that today because it is a new dawn, a new year, and that's what's happening. First, we got to do some dancing, though. We got to get those bodies in motion. An object at motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest. Now listen, I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage this morning. So I do see my Facebook peeps that are in the room. I see Vicki Everett's here with us. I see Nancy Capitano-Reeve is in the building. I see Valeria Spalacci is up in here this morning. Great to see you. I see Russell Hill and Angela Heath. I see Catherine Guidi. Good morning, Catherine Guidi. Carrie Lynn Carter, rock star. Great to see you. Jenny Ray New. I'm so glad you're here. I'm seeing a lot of new names this morning over on Facebook. Antonio Thompson, thanks for being here. Richard Trosclair, thanks for being here this morning. I appreciate that. Debbie Dowling Waba, thanks for being in the building. Brian Woosley. What's up, Brian Woosley? Franklin Chi Okan. Good morning. It's great to see you. Rodney Rock Hatfield is in the building as well this morning. Mike Strong, 180 is his brand. That's what's up. Sandra Eller, I'm glad you're here. Janelle Griego, you guys say good morning to me. I'll say good morning to you. Dora Maria is in the building. Now, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage because I do have a new phone. And I switched over. Hi, Jeannie Snyder. I switched over. What's up, Steve Bell? I switched over from, I've been Android, Google phone my whole life, and I switched over to iPhone. And so, what's up, Jared McReevy? So I can see things. What's up, Lisa Velasco? But I can't go to my YouTube peeps and see you yet. I will figure that out. But as of right now, I don't know how to do both. Heather said I could do both, but I don't know how. Emma Primasino, William Bush, I'm glad you're here. My Clubhouse peeps that are listening in, and thank you for being here as well. And we do have a little housekeeping we got to talk about real quick, and then we're going to dive in. I promise you, I am going to give you a strategy. I'm going to give you a strategy to help you with that 180. I'm going to give you that today. Okay. But before we do, we got to do a little bit of housekeeping. We got to talk about a couple things. Yesterday, I mentioned the show going exclusively on YouTube starting next week. And I had some conversations. I got some feedback. And here's where I need your help so we can talk through this together. Okay, because we're family here. If you're here, you're part of my family. I love you. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. All right. So we need to maximize and optimize our YouTube in order to gain more reach, in order to impact more people. Now, just like a church, sometimes a church will build up, and it'll build up a community of, say, Christians, or if it's a Christian church, whatever, they'll build up a community, and then they start doing a really good job of serving that community, but they don't do a very good job of going out and bringing more people into that community, which is the whole point of creating a space like this. Is we want to serve you, and then ultimately I need you to reach out and grab another and grab another and grab another, and I'll reach out and grab another, and we're continually growing our church. Not that this place is a church, but you know what I'm saying. So YouTube, we need to maximize, because that's an opportunity for us to reach more people. Facebook has some weird algorithms. As you know, they've changed your feed. You basically see the same stuff over and over and over. So we've got to continue to grow out and expand. So I need to really dial in on YouTube to do that. Now, with that said, I want to continue to serve you, those that have been with me for years and years and years, and you run with me, those of you in Breakfast with Champions, those of you in Facebook, so on and so forth. So here's what I'm going to say. If you can help me by, here's our thought. Our thought is, if all of us jump over to YouTube, like, it's going to light up the YouTube algorithm. They're going to be like, man, there's a bunch of people on there. They're commenting. They're wild. They're crazy. They're sharing. Like, oh my goodness, this feed must be the best show ever in the history of the world. Let's feed it out to more people, right? That's what YouTube's going to do, right? If we can leverage our community over to that side. So my thought was, shut down Facebook, then you guys will all come over to YouTube, or shut down Clubhouse, Facebook, every other feed, and then you guys will come join me over on YouTube, and we can spark that. Maybe, just maybe, we can run on YouTube and Facebook if you'll commit to going over, subscribing on YouTube, maybe jumping in for these first few weeks while we're over there to spark it, and then we can still run over on Facebook. All right. That's just my thought. So if we can work together, then we'll do YouTube and Facebook stream to those two platforms if we can work together. But I do need some help over on the YouTube side. YouTube / it's at Glenn Lundy. Just at Glenn Lundy is my YouTube handle if you're looking for it. All right. Other housekeeping. Make sure you get your Morning 5 planner. If you haven't gotten your Morning 5 planner, order it now. And you're going to want to get it, and you got to get rocking and rolling. Yeah, exactly, Catherine Guidi. See, we need to strategize. We'll work all together on this. All right. Cypher Aman Zaki is watching this morning. I can't see. Things are weird on my iPhone. I have no idea. So I don't know how many people are in here, but thanks for being here. Okay. So Morning 5 Planner, go to themorning5planner.com, themorning5planner.com. Make sure you have your Morning 5 Planner. It's like Bill Cosby picture pages. Sorry to bring up Bill Cosby, but it's something that we do together. Okay. YouTube isn't working this morning. It should be working. Okay. And then what was the last thing? Oh, book. So the Legacy Titles book, we're still doing some tweaking. It should be live on YouTube. We're doing some tweaking, and it'll be out no later than January 31st. Just so you know, no later than January 31st. Those of you that already ordered the book, that's when we'll start shipping somewhere around there, January 31st. If you haven't ordered it yet, we're setting up the link today for the pre-orders so that you can go in there and do it. But I just wanted to give you a timeline on that. All right, January 31st, when you can expect to get those books in your hands. Okay, so there's the housekeeping. I don't know why YouTube would not be live. It's set up that way, but whatever. I'll figure that out. So, planner, book, YouTube strategy, and plan. Fair? All right.
Y'all, I am here with the magnificent Michael Cirillo, king of marketing.
Oh my
Let's just
gosh.
say that. Let's just say a celebrity
Oh,
is in the house, and I'm just going to tell y'all, 2024, you want to up your marketing game. What advice would you give these folks?
You got to document every decision. Why? Because people forget the decisions they make. You have to anticipate what you want to have happen and then document the decisions along the way of what it's actually going to take to get there. Just know this 2023, 2024 world that we live in sometimes make it sound a lot easier and faster than it really takes. So just remember that it's going to take more time than you think it will, but luckily you have more time than you think you will.
Well, give me an example of documenting. Like, what's something you would document?
Well, you have to first document the goal. What do we want to achieve? So in order to do that, you have to document where you are. What is the current state of the union in your business and your
That
marketing
sounds
efforts?
serious.
I know you have to. You have to
there's
say, hey.
one. You're interrupting Randy.
It's gonna be a big deal. We just did a big deal. Let's go.
Oh, God.
Oh wait, I'm gonna lay down.
I don't even know what's happening. Child, are you okay? All right. Okay.
So you have to say, okay,
State of the Union.
Here's where we currently are. We are generating this much revenue. We are advertising on all of these different channels. We're doing this type of social media. Here's what we believe it is getting us. Now we have to say, well, where do we want to go? What are we going to layer in? How are things actually performing? Is our dollar traveling as far as it could possibly travel? You have to look at the whole playing field, and then you're going to make decisions on how you can improve it, and you're going to document those decisions. It's like writing a thesis. I know that sounds really boring, but if you don't do it, if you don't know where you're starting, you'll never be able to know where you're going to get. Think of it this way. Alice in Wonderland. She arrives at a fork in the road. There's the tree. The Cheshire Cat appears. And she says, can you help me? And he says, well, where do you want to go? And she says, I'm not sure. And he says, well, then any path will take you there, I guess, right? If you're constantly finding yourself at this fork in the road of your marketing efforts and you don't know where you want to end up and you haven't documented it, well, guess what? Any path's going to get you there.
Ooh, that could preach. That could preach. Where can people connect with you at?
Connect with me on LinkedIn or on Facebook, Michael Cirillo. MICHAELCIRILLO.
Woo! Okay, if you like the edits of these videos, they're funny, they're hilarious, they surprise you. This is the man right here behind it all. He works his blessed booty off editing.
Oh yeah, that's
some
the right
editing.
word.
Yeah.
Editing.
What got you into film and editing and all that, working with Glenn?
Well, before Glenn, my grandpa bought me a camera at the age of 8. He was into photography and stuff, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna, give this little 8-year-old kid a video camera. Video cameras were huge back in the 90s. And so he took a risk, and I've never put down the camera basically since then.
That's super cool. So this is a new year, obviously.
New year.
New risings.
New year, baby.
risings. Ooh, okay, all right. So tell me, do you have any New Year's goals? What you thinking?
My one goal I know that I am gonna work on is I wanna get back below 200 pounds
Let's go.
in my life. I haven't been that way since 2017. Desk jobs haven't worked out for me, and I like to eat. So I need to get back into our basketball.
Next question,
friends.
what's your plan? What you gonna do?
Oh, my plan is I want to just, Glenn talks about a lot the compound effect.
Come on.
And so I want to, do little things every day.
Like what?
don't know.
You don't
like
put the pressure on exercise. Okay.
Exercise for sure.
But how do you do that with this a desk? How
On
do
a
you do that?
desk. You know what? I think we should convince Glenn to get everybody who wants one a walking pad at their desk.
Oh!
So y'all in the comments, tell him like,
Oh!
hey, your crew needs to be fit. We're working all day.
I would really be scared to do one of those and just like completely
I know.
fall on
I
my face,
probably
like in a
step
Zoom
off
meeting.
and like
Yeah.
trip and hit my
Okay,
head.
so that's your small thing.
That's my thing.
Okay, what happens if Glenn says no?
Then I need to make sure I get in contact. That could be another resolution. Get in more contact with my friends. Get them out of the house too, because that when I was playing basketball like almost every day, I was super in shape, but I don't see my friends that much.
You know, somebody told me, it was a couple of months ago, I thought, ooh, I thought this advice was really good. They said that whenever you want to implement a new habit or you have a decision, make sure that it knocks out two goals, two things. So if you're thinking about working out and then community, being with your friends.
That's right.
Boom, yeah.
Let's go. 2024,
Y'all
let's all do
drop him
it.
some love for these awesome edits on these videos. Thanks, Parady.
In 2003, I went from a person that was at the top of his game, had everything coming, to a year later having absolutely no idea where life is going, or if you're going to be able to even be a part of life as we all know it. I hear everything that the crowd is saying, and I hear it. So it's like this place where it was my refuge is now being bombarded with all kinds of things that they would say. And I had to separate myself. Because going through that time, I felt like there's so many things coming at once. It was just becoming very, very confusing. I had to organize things. So I created the Black Mamba. So Kobe has to deal with these issues, all the personal challenges. The Black Mamba steps on court and does what he does. And it was just fuck everyone. I'm destroying everybody I step on the court. I had all this pent up frustration that I needed to let out. It was an avalanche, man. And, you know, there was nothing that was going to get in the way. There was nothing that was going to stop me. Battle that's going on within me that I'm carrying with me to these competitions. So it's not about you. It's not about anybody else. You're not making me go. I'm driving this thing, man. And you just so happen to be a person that's in a way that may get demolished in the process.
You just happen to be the person in the way that may get demolished in the process. Alter ego. Kobe was dealing with stuff before he was a hero on the court. Then he made a mistake. The crowd is heckling him for his mistakes. He's like, bro, I can't deal with all this. So boom, 180. He creates an alter ego. The alter ego allows him to focus, to thrive, to make the impact, and to shift the trajectory of his life. And ultimately, the sentiment that we all have for the man, though he did make a mistake, right? We see this often, alter egos, right? There was a guy named Michael Jordan that turned into Air Jordan, right? There's a guy named Marshall Mathers. You guys know Marshall Mathers?
Controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance. So back on up before I have to pull the strap out the cut.
And what about Sasha Fierce? Do you guys know Sasha Fierce? You ever met Sasha Fierce? Here she is. You see, they all created alter egos to allow them to be the best versions of themselves they can possibly be in those times that they need to be that. So Beyonce created Sasha Fierce. That's who she is when she's on stage. Marshall Mathers created Eminem and Slim Shady. That's who he is when he's on stage. Michael Jordan created Air Jordan. And Kobe Bryant created the Black Mamba. This alter ego is a way of liberating yourself, unlocking the fullest, best version of you in times when it's needed most. It's interesting because back in 1998, I used to work at a call center called Sterner and Klein. And I would call people that had America Online and had canceled their service. For you young people that don't know what that is, you couldn't just get on the internet back in the day. You had to have an internet, like you had to have a browser. So you had to pay for America Online and then dial into the internet through America Online. Now, America Online was terrible at customer service, and it was super slow service, fast for the time, but slow. And most people hated it. And they would cancel, and after they would cancel, we would call them and say, hey, we'll give you 90 days for free to come back with us, or 6 months for free, or whatever. I was giving away free stuff and getting hung up on all the time, cussed out all the time. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. For a year and a half, I got yelled at, cussed at, spat at. Who loves a telemarketer? Raise your right hand if you love telemarketers. So I created an alter ego. His name was Mike Jetta. I drove a purple Volkswagen Jetta at the time with dope window tint. It was one of my favorite cars I ever had. And so Mike Jetta was my name. And so I'd say, hello, Heather Parady. My name is Mike Jetta, calling from America Online. I wanted to call. I see you recently canceled your services with us, and just want to let you know we have an opportunity here to give you 3 months of free service if you'd consider coming back. Mike Jetta, you can go shove it up your rear. And I would laugh just like I do now because they were cussing out Mike Jetta, which wasn't me. Mike Jetta was the alter ego. He was the guy on the phone who could say anything, who could do anything, who could close deals, who could help people see the value that would exceed the price and ultimately earn their business. You see, sometimes in life we have to identify the areas that are weak, the areas that we are held back, the areas that are limiting us and keeping us from reaching our full potential. Maybe for you, you have hang-ups around money and abundance. Maybe you have hang-ups where you can't think past certain dollar amounts, or no matter how much you earn, you seem to spend it all because you can't wrap your mind around financial literacy, investing, education. Maybe your hang-ups around money. Maybe your hang-ups are around business. You're like, man, I could never go in business, or I don't know how to run business. I can't take the business I'm in right now to another level. I'm just in the spot that I'm in, and I'm going to continue to be in that spot, right? Maybe you're looking at, you're working for someone else, and you think, well, I work for someone else, I can never reach my dreams, which is not true. There are more millionaires working for someone else than there are millionaires running their own businesses. Don't get it twisted, folks. But we have these limiting beliefs. We have these ideas in our head. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe for you, it's fitness. You're like, man, I just can't seem to tap into this fitness thing. I can't seem to gain the discipline that I know that I need. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. Maybe that's you. I don't know where the weakness is for you, whether it be financially, whether it be with your faith, whether it be with your spouse or your family members. Like, once you can identify a weakness, then you can choose your character, right? Your alter ego that's going to attack that in a positive way and bring out the best of you in that particular area. Now, see, when you're choosing your alter ego, you can look at references like historical figures. You're like, man, I really align with historical figure X, whatever that historical figure is, right? And I really align with Martin Luther King Jr. I really align with Abraham Lincoln. I really align with Joan of Arc, right? Like, I don't know what it is for you, right? I don't know what it is for you, but maybe it's a historical figure that you can align yourself with to help discover who your alter ego is. Maybe it's an animal. There's an animal that you identify with. There's an animal that can help you make that 180 and create that alter ego. For Kobe, it was a black mamba. He actually saw the black mamba in the movie Kill Bill at a time where he was incredibly frustrated with what was happening in his life. That's where Black Mamba came from. He saw it in a movie. He was inspired by a snake in a movie. Whatever the source code is for you, there is a source code, but whatever the source code is for you, maybe there's certain personality traits that you love, right? There's people in your life, you're like, man, I really love that about that person, or that I'm always attracted to people with this type of character, right? Maybe it's a personality trait that you can start to embody and help inspire who your alter ego is. I challenge you to go down this journey. Many of you have made desires and dreams and resolutions for 2024. I'm going to jump on this treadmill. I'm going to head down this path. I'm going to make this transformation. I'm going to do these different things, right? And maybe, just maybe, this might be the time where you need to do a 180 right where you're at and say, in order for me to end up at a different destination, I've got to move to a beat of a different drum. And that might take a little alter ego so you can separate that from self, because sometimes that's what we have to do. Dennis Rodman sat in his car, shot out the window, killed the old Dennis Rodman so he could become the new, metaphorically. Maybe for you, maybe it's not an animal or a historic figure or a character trait, but maybe it's a prop. Like, maybe you need a hat that whenever you rock that hat, you're like, this hat gives me confidence. This hat gives me strength. When I rock this hat, everybody better watch out. Maybe it's a hat. Maybe it's a sweater. It's a sweater that you could label as part of the character of your alter ego, right? Maybe it's a gold tie that you wear every time you're on stage, speaking in front of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Maybe it's a pair of shoes that you rock. Maybe it's a pair of glasses that you put on. Maybe it's, your Clark Kent, Superman. Probably don't run around in a cape, but maybe if you want to, you're welcome to, right? Maybe the new you uses an iPhone instead of an Android. I don't know. I don't know what it is for you. Here's what I know, though. This year has the opportunity to be your year. And maybe unlocking your alter ego is the key to unlocking new ideas in you, new eras for you in your life, right? This is the dawn of a new era. Maybe an alter ego is the key to really making that happen. If that's the case, congratulations. Take action now. Listen, you are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. That means you have within you the ability to create. You can create at whatever level as far as your imagination can go. You can create at that level. So let's be creative at this time of year. Let's look at it a little different. When you were a kid, right, you'd play make-believe and so on and so forth. And I'm not saying fake it till you make it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying dig inside. Create that best version of yourself, that strong, powerful version of yourself. And if you need to, give it a name. Separate it. It's a proven strategy for success. Look at Grant Cardone. He calls him Uncle G. That's his thing. When Uncle G goes on stage, when Uncle G's on camera, you get a certain character. When you're sitting in the VIP room backstage with him, he's a different dude. Not different as far as integrally, not different as far as morally, not different in anything like that. It's just a different energy when he's on and when he's off. It's a proven success technique, gifted to us by our ability to imagine and create. Tap into it. It might just be the thing you need to create life-lasting transformation. I hope you find that helpful. On that note, I'm going to head out of here. I don't know what happened over on YouTube today, but I will make sure it doesn't happen again tomorrow. But I appreciate all you guys checking in and the feedback and so on and so forth, letting me know that we're working on this together. We're going to blow YouTube up. We're going to go out and we're going to wrap our arms around more and more people all around the world. We're going to serve them with motivation, education, inspiration. We're going to let them know that they're children of God. We're going to help them feel seen, heard, and significant. And I don't want to say most importantly, but and equally importantly, is we're going to bring them together with us, equip them with the tools they need to succeed, and inspire them to be great. Because that's what we do on hashtag Rise and Grind. See you tomorrow.
Good morning. On my feet before the sunrise. Stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive.
Salia Wazirzada. Salia Wazirzada. Great to see you this morning. Aman Bling. Thanks for being here with us. I appreciate you. Young Johnson, you my guy. Tisha White, thanks for being in the building. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Gail B. Craft, thanks for being here today. You're the best. Kimberly Kenny, thanks for being in the building. I appreciate it so much. Eric Jeriquai, thanks for being here. John Whalen, I appreciate you. Ramon Ray, what up? Sonia Merritt, Tarika Simmons, Bridget Slate, George Jameson. We had a packed house here this morning. I appreciate you all choosing to spend your time with me today. Take care.